Hello and welcome to Walker Tea Review. I'm Jason Walker. Tea today, it is from Asha Tea House. I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Got a sample here. I'm going to kind of turn this over, get out enough here to cover the basic, as usual, inch to inch and a half diameter. My gaiwan here, 3-ounce size gaiwan. Water has been brought to a boil, has been allowed to cool for just about less than a minute. So it's still got plenty of heat to it. A very low boil, not the rolling boil, but somewhere in the vicinity of pearl of strings, crab eyes, that type of description sometimes you may see. I'm going to go ahead and let that steep for a moment and kind of introduce this tea. As I said, Asha Tea House. This is their LiShanSativa. You can find 50 grams available for $28 at the Asha Tea House website. Asha is a more focused boutique type tea retailer, providing. I've reviewed one of the teas before from, which was also a Taiwanese oolong. So you might want to go check out their Taiwanese oolong selection. 15% oxidation on this particular Lishan oolong, which with a light roast. The garden, it says, it doesn't really name the garden itself, but it just says that the garden was located at an altitude of 2,200 meters or about 7,200 feet is the neighborhood equivalent there. So that tells us a little bit about this tea. Talking about it though, I'm going to look at the dry leaf, the wet leaf, and the liquor. So let's get into that. I'm not getting a potent aroma coming off, so I'm going to breathe into this. Warm air kind of unlocks some of these aromas. And when I do that, I get things like, I get a little bit of something like a pear type of thing of sweet, juicy pear juice, of a freshly cut pear, smelling that, a little bit of that in there. Other aromas, yes, it is slightly vegetal. Think sugar snap green pea, sugar snap pea, maybe even a little bit of sweet pea type blossom. So it's a floral green, almost vegetable type combination there. So it's sweet, it's pleasant, it's gentle. A little bit. Let's go ahead now. I'm going to take out a few of these leaves and look at them, balled or rolled. Again, as it says, a light oxidation, so it moves more towards a kind of a brighter greenish color, a yellowish green. I'm looking here also. I do have some dark, rich, heavier greens. They're not grayish. They haven't been dulled by excessive or more prolonged, I should say, exposure to heat. I see the stems here as well, and given the size of some of these, this looks like, and the stem there, that's going to have to be present to attach more than one leaf. Several of these pieces are more than one leaf attached together. Looking at these, a lot of these look like a fairly clean, crisp cut along the. But then again, a couple of them here and there do not look like they may have been kind of gently broken, rather than using the fingernail to snip or to give a cutting type of action there. But I'm going to go ahead and pour this tea and be able to talk about the wet leaf. So get my pitcher here, angle my lid over to the side, and there we go. Nice smooth pour. Get those last few drops out. Nice, rich, nice aromas coming out now. I can already start to smell pronounced. Again, that's still that sweet sugar snap pea, that sweet pea blossom, still somewhat of a pear juice type of lighter, more subtle than the other parts, but it's still something like that present. Getting more floral, even some more of that kind of English laurel type of smells coming off here, mountain laurel type of sweetness, woody type of sweetness there. So that's nice. It's pronounced. It's clean, clear. A little bit of butteriness coming out now. Also, I'm picking up a little. You can get. I got a whiff of kind of a mineral type smell. The minerals you might get in a white wine. The minerals you might get in some of your almost like some of your oysters as well. That mineral component, not a fishy or anything like that, but just the mineral components there. Nice sweetness on the inside of the lid compared to the richness and the more woody type notes coming off directly off of the leaves there. Pulling out a few of these leaves, I should do that here. Stem here that I grabbed that has 1, 2, kind of tease that apart. Notice these have opened up quite a bit. And so I do have 2 leaves here with a little bit hint there, indication of maybe a tip or a bud there. Very small though. Oxidation, I get just the tinge of kind of a rust on the very tips of the jagged teeth of the edge, on the edge there of these leaves. Again, another set. This leaf's a little bit thicker, a little more tough compared to this other one that I pulled out here. Its companion here is soft, smooth. It's has some elasticity to it, just toward that. Give you an indication there, and the tip here as well. So we got 2 leaves. Seems to be standard so far. Let me just kind of pull out a few. You do have some individual leaves, individual leaf. Another leaf and broken off leaf with the set there. Here's another example. We've got one, seems to be the exception here, 1, 2, 3, 4 leaves there. You know what, I'm going to put one of these back just to show there is some variation. Many of these seem to be 2 leaves. A little bit more oxidation on that one with the 4 leaves as well. 4 leaves and a bud there also. So setting that aside, moving on to talk about the liquor here. Give that a swirl for just a second. Nice color, a bright yellow, I want to say boiled corn, but even if you had a corn soup, it's brighter, it's cleaner, it's clearer. Again, that mountain laurel, you've got some kind of this woodsy type note. Still some sweet pea in there as well. Give this a pour. Nice, good, clear, rich color in the cup as well. First hit there, gentle in the texture, gentle in the broth of it. With that means low astringency, almost astringency is nearly non-existent. No form of bitterness to detect either. As it cools, now I notice with Taiwanese tea, LiShan's, sometimes a lot of these lighter oxidized, lighter roasted, the character comes out as the tea cools down a little bit. Now with that, I'm getting those characteristics that I picked up before. Still the sweet pea, kind of mountain laurel type aromas going on. With that also, texture has picked up. It's beginning to get a bit thicker. A very gentle amount of stringency that just seems to that enhances the texture there, gives it a bit stronger feel there. Aftertaste starting to build up. It's beginning to get a light, almost like toasted bread with a light drizzle of honey on it. It's ever so sweet. There's an ever so gentle sweetness building up in the back. You have to kind of wait for it. You have to be still and look for it. Be conscious of it. But it is there. I'll give this another. I'm thinking about the off-camera tastings. Off-camera tastings were similar, but off-camera tastings, my ratio may have been a little bit stronger as far as leaf compared to water, so that I got a little bit of a stronger steep out of it. And when that took place, it was richer. It had a bit more of that mineral type component that I noticed in the aromas here. So it did have kind of a, if you get a nice raw oyster that's got a bit of a sweetness and a bit of a mineral component, there is a mineral component here. It's welcome. It was pleasant. There is a mineral aspect to this, combined with still a nice richer fragrance. Off-camera steepings as well. I was able to get multiple, at least 3 good consistent steepings off of this. Again, and as it cooled, that's when it started to pick up a little bit more then as well. Yeah, the second second cup here that I'm drinking, I'm enjoying it more because it does have some of those richer, the aromas are starting to pick up more, the textures are building up. The aftertaste, it's getting more of a mouth-watery, juicy, almost like that fruit peach juice type of component. It's not a thick coating. It's a nice lighter juice type feel in the mouth as well. So looking at this tea, it's got a nice range. Seasons can differ and create a different product, a very different tea, a different feel. This does not, I'm guessing here, this does not seem like a winter tea to me. This seems like something earlier than that. This was not a 2012 tea, but with all the factors and not knowing quite all the factors, this still has nice components to it. It does well over repeated steepings. It's got some nice, and like I said, I think the strongest, what makes this stand out more than some of the others, is that mineral component. It was a nice, rich mineral type feel in there. So I would give this tea a 92. Nice components to it, something to enjoy. Try it out for yourself if you're looking for some of that, especially if you lean towards a mineral type feel there that is quite pleasant, along with that aroma and texture as well. So come back to Walker Tea Review to enjoy this tea and others.